We mentioned Dan Campbell, and he's also talked about in today's column in the Free Press by Sean Windsor. And the headline is, if Dan Campbell can watch the Super Bowl, so can you, Detroit Lion fans. Here's why. And he gives a whole litany of reasons, does Sean, about why you should watch the Super Bowl, because he's obviously heard the buzz on this radio station and in other environs of Lion fans being so butthurt they can't watch the Super Bowl. And Dan Campbell explained in the Alex Anzalone Players Tribune piece that he penned the other day that you should watch the Super Bowl because it'll make you maybe mad, fired up for next year, and you should hurt. And that's part of getting to the next level is feeling the pain. How many times do Detroit sports fans sit there and say, we had to get through the Celtics before they got to the Lakers when talking about the Pistons and the Red Wings? We wouldn't have won if we didn't have to go through, we went through this team and that team and we had to suffer and the hurt and all that stuff. So if you're a man about that, be a man about your football team. You had to suffer through San Francisco. You blew the game. We all know that for whatever reason you want to come up with. You're playing the Super Bowl is Sunday, and you're not going to watch because you blew the game? Yeah, we all hurt. Yeah, I'll always think about Josh Reynolds dropping that pass probably to the day I die. But I'm still going to watch the Super Bowl because the two don't have anything to do with each other, in my opinion.
Right.
I'll watch the NBA championship every year. I'll watch the Stanley Cup, the World Series. I'm watching that stuff.
You want to see how the story ends?
Yes.
That's the story of the season.
The people are sitting there going, and we talked about it earlier, 248-539-9797. I brought up a random Thursday night game on Amazon between Pittsburgh and New England, and people actually said, yeah, I'd rather watch that than watch the Super Bowl. Really? You consider yourself a football fan? You'd rather watch that dreck as opposed to the Super Bowl? Because, your butt hurt because of the Lions? Or, Patrick Mahomes gets too much attention? Or Brock Purdy isn't that good? Come on, really?
Hey, if somebody doesn't want to watch it, then so be it.
I know.
Some people refer to this as boycotting. We had a caller earlier when we talked to us called it girl-cotting. I thought that was... It was clever.
Look.
Sure, it's very witty, very clever, whatever.
Can't you be both? Can't you be butthurt and suffer pain and still watch the Super Bowl? Look, I get if you're not watching every pregame moment or the week-long festivities like you used to. I can understand that to a certain extent. And even though I'm going off on this diatribe here, there's no right or wrong. It's just my strong opinion.
I can't understand why somebody wouldn't. But that's just me. I can't understand that.
Right. Exactly.
But and somebody else may look at it and say, well, why would I want to watch the Niners, who we should have beat, play against a team that we did beat? And I'm not going to sit there and argue with them because that argument to me is ridiculous. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to watch, as we talk about the season, and whether it's the NBA season, the hockey season, the baseball season, we're obviously talking about the football season. That's the story of that year. This is how it ends, all right? And there's only one team. I kind of walked myself right into this one. There's only one team that's going to have a happy ending.
Yeah. That's right. So now...
That's why the Patriots won so many.
That's why it's in Vegas.
Right. Exactly.
It'll stay in Vegas.
Now, maybe if you want to have the happy ending instead of watching the Super Bowl, okay, fine. Do it at halftime. How can you not watch the Super Bowl? 248-539-9797. Unless there's some sort of I don't know. How can a sports fan, how can a football fan not watch the Super Bowl? You don't have to like it, but I don't know. I'm perplexed. I'm flummoxed. Can't come up with any word, any adjective. It's mind-boggling to me. And even if you hate both teams,
I thought this was something that after the game and last week, I understood it. People were being irrational and saying things. Seriously, it's Thursday before Super Bowl. You're not going to watch some of the game. I'll tell you what, I'm less interested. I think
that's fine.
There's a fatigue to this matchup for me. I just think it's kind of stale. I'm going to watch it, but I definitely going to watch it with less intensity. I don't care if I miss a play. I'll go to the bathroom during a play. You know, unless it's real tight, super late in the game.
Right. I think people. I mean, your care factor of who wins obviously doesn't have to. You don't have to care who wins. It's just watching the game. It's watching the event, the spectacle that is the Super Bowl. And it's, for a lot of people, it has become a yearly tradition. What are you going to do Super Bowl Sunday? People are talking about that halfway through the season, not even knowing or caring if their team is going to be in it. And we obviously have the hurt of losing in the NFC Championship game, but you still have 2 weeks later, the Super Bowl is still going to happen whether you're in it or not.
Right.
And why not? You could care a little bit less, but still watch it.
Yeah, you can tell me there's people that I don't want to pander, but if you're a person that watch the Pro Bowl flag football and not watching the Super Bowl, I think you need to find a couch somewhere. And there are probably people who do. There are probably people there. You know what? I'll watch the Pro Bowl, the flag football, but I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. Because there's lions in that one.
I have never heard somebody say, I'm going to watch the Pro Bowl flag football, but I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl.
I would hope not, but it wouldn't stun me how soft this has become.
Wojo and Rieger were talking about this last night, and at one point, you could just tell with some of the callers that people were really, really hurt by this loss.
I get it.
And we all were and stuff, but it's you got to move on.
Turn the page.
It's okay to watch the game and just you like football, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But one caller called it therapy. Talking about this just in general, that they can't, people are having a tough time really getting past it not being the Lions.